Welcome to stream. We're back. We're back. Let me actually pull up stream. Actually. All that jazz. Alright. Now we begin drawing. We're on day 15. We're halfway through the 30-day challenge. What am I doing after the 30 days? I can't even tell you. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do another 30-day challenge, but with music. Because honestly, my entire goal for these streams and stuff is low-key. Low-key, I just want to stream every single day. 365 days. That's really the challenge. I actually have a friend that's doing a streaming challenge similar. But she just streams every single day. Like she just does that. like she just does that, you know. But honestly, I just like streaming. So I'm gonna continue to do so. We're gonna whip out the taco journal. Boop. See where we stopped. So I think we stopped at the eyes. Yeah, we stopped at the eyes. Which isn't hard for me to understand. What I really need to practice is dynamic views of the eyes, and then how to structure the face. Really. So we're just gonna place that over here. I'm gonna have some fun. Alright, let's roll. Pen, please connect. It's gonna make character design way easier. Um, what's the title of this thing? Oh, take your time with art, but don't stay still. Real, very real. I'm entering like a very pivotal point in my artistry right now. Like I think I'm returning to just doing art and making a living off of that. And it's such a difficult transition, especially being in America with the amount of um BS bills that you have and crazy prices and things. But I think I believe I'm more than capable of handling that stress. And it's not even pressure on my art because I'm not gonna pressure my art in the way that I did when I went freelance those years like all those years ago. I'm gonna like make sure I'm actually doing what I want, you know. You feel me? Because there's a market for everything. Like if it's one thing that I was like taught in this field of just like one working and two um of one working a 9 to 5 and then two working freelance and just being around so many different people and so many different atmospheres and seeing what their focus is and then seeing like how I operate as a person. It's like mm, I'll really put 100% bet on me for real. Like honestly, I might as well. And I know what I'm doing. You feel me? And plus, even if I didn't, I have people in my corner, you know? I have people in my corner that can teach me. We can learn together, grow together, and just honestly, make and pave the path for ourselves because it's our lives, you know? I'm gonna let my art take its time. I'm gonna let my art take its time, but I'm not gonna sit still. And the great part about like the position I am right now, and the position a lot of artists are in right now, is that they they have a mountain of like stuff in their portfolio, you know? Like they're not just sitting on a dollar and a dream. They have a portfolio. We have portfolios. We have so much to offer that like goes beyond what you would have thought. And there's so much room for what can be. So I'm gonna allow that to transpire as I enter this realm of true thinking, like non-linear thinking, circular thinking, you know. Yeah. Just return to the basics. Return to being like a kid again. Cause that if it's one thing that I realized, like being a kid, like if you're fortunate enough to like have and when I say a normal childhood, I mean like a childhood that's like you could play around. Like you have toys and stuff. You could like play around and really I'm not talking about a tablet. I'm talking about toys. Like you had toys to play with, you had stuff to do and all that jazz. If you grew up like that, then there's a certain feeling that you kind of like grow up with, and it is that time doesn't really exist. You're just playing. Like you're just there to play. Welcome to the stream. How you doing, Ree? Welcome back. Welcome back. Um, yeah, as a kid, time doesn't exist, especially when you like had stuff to play with, or even if you didn't have stuff to play with, like your own curiosity carried you through your day, even when you like went to school. or you met someone new, um, those days, as structured as they tried to make it, to a kid, it didn't matter. Like the one focus about the day was like I'm here, I'm about to learn something, and that's the curiosity alone is what like drives our intuition forward. What are we talking about? I'm talking about what's the title of the stream? Take your time with your art, but don't sit still. Yeah. Halfway there? Okay. That's good. Almost there. But yeah, take your time with your art, but don't sit still. There is for that in particular, like oh yeah, that's why I was talking about it. Like as a kid, like that's a similar feeling to art, honestly. Like you'll make art now, depending on like the type of kid you were. I definitely was the type of kid that needed to get my idea out instantly. Like I remember like me playing with Legos, which is so ironic. Like I would want to get an idea out so fast, so quick, but I also in the same breath picked up one of the most patient things ever. Like I have to sit down and build. And if I'm not using the instructions, then I have to come up with it off the top of my head. Like what? There's nothing worse than wanting to create but not having the courage to. True, true. And a lot of that is like a lot of the courage is lost to the environment that we get stuck in, you know? Like whether it's society, household, friendships, um anything. It's kind of crazy how much like it demeans your creativity that you had as a kid or that you just had like from birth, and how much you have to reclaim it when you realize that it was like stripped away from you. Like it's kind of crazy. Like the more I even talk to people, the more I talk to people in like real life, online, anywhere, like the more I discover how much they've held back from their own creativity. Because I wholeheartedly believe like whenever I come in contact with anyone, like my biggest thing is like, oh yeah, are you an artist? Are you an artist? Are you an artist? What I'm really asking is like, are you human? Like, are you being? Like, are you truly living your life to your fullest potential? You don't have to be an artist, but creativity is just a part of you. I feel like it's such an innate part of living, you know? And it's a tall tale sign for your ability to discover yourself. I got class in 2 minutes, but I don't want to leave. I'm dead. Bro, go to your class. Go to your class. Enjoy your class. Learn some stuff. Learn some stuff. But I appreciate you. The love, I feel the love. Oh yeah. I said enjoy your class. I hope it is a good class. It better be a good class. I think every person is born creative, but not everyone pushes themselves. True, true. And yeah, that's the thing. And then like it's like what does it mean to push yourself, you know? Like as a creative, not even as a creative, but like as a human being, what does it mean to push yourself? Like what does that mean? I'll sit down. I mean, well, you have to go to your class, but I'm gonna continue talking. And if you want, you can watch back the VOD and all that jazz. Um, yeah, if you just sit down and you ask yourself, what does it mean to push myself creatively? Because I could push myself to the brink when it comes to like something that someone may have told me to do. Like, oh, you told me to do a task? Okay, I got you. Oh, till what ends? Oh, you don't know? I'll do it till I'm tired. And that's mostly what it is. I'm gonna watch back over you. All right, tight. But yeah, like damn, train of thought just left. That's crazy. Okay. Love, prosperity, peace. 3 hours of economics. Learn some economics. That's a valuable class. Learn something. Retain it. Take notes. And give me some notes. That would be nice. Have a good one. No, but yeah, push yourself as an artist. Push yourself, or as a person, what does it mean to push yourself? Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Um, it's easier for you to say and forego your time and forego your mental critical thinking to say, oh, okay, I was given a task. Let me do this task. That's it. And granted, a lot of life is structured like that. If you look at it within that framework, if you look at life within that framework, you could look at your cells in your body. You could look at your synapses in your brain. You could look at car engine parts. You could look at everything individually and say, "Oh, this thing is working for this cause." Sure. Or you could look at it as like an individual level and just say, this thing is working independently from everything else, but it is contributing as much as it can to the outside, right? Like it's not pushing itself, it's just living. And that's the type of framework that kind of is born from people pursuing art full time. And another thing that people don't really think about is like the baseline that you have to like restructure for yourself, because we don't all start from the same point. We don't all start from a two-parent household. We don't all start from a artistic background. We don't all start from um financial stability. We don't all stem from like all these things that could like just make sure that we achieve our absolute self. Like we don't start with those things. We're born in a random situation, and if we're lucky, we have a guidance or some type of guidance that can push us in the right direction, right? But most of the time, we're put in these random situations below the standard of what it means to be human, or what it means to be a creative person, what it means to just be alive. And we are now required to define what it means to be alive by the time we are 7, really. Like I think it's 7 that the ego really takes a hold and says, "Oh, this is how life is. This is how it's structured, and this is what I'm using to propel myself forward." Like I'll say this every time. I was very fortunate. I was very fortunate. I have loving parents. All right, they instilled lessons in me, like choice is a big part of like my upbringing. I have a choice. My mother and father were very adamant on being able to say that I have a choice in something. Like even if I'm like going down like the cereal aisle, what type of cereal do you want? And I could choose. And also the choice of difference, because it's not every time that I'm gonna be given the same choice. Like you may want this, but here are your options right now. What do you want? And that's also like something that you could grow from. So choice, and then choice, which also equates to like the freedom that you may have within a given moment. And freedom within a given moment is conditional based on the karma that's in it. You feel me? But anyways, and then you have the possibility of these things, right? possibility was taught to me by just like living and growing up, the amount of lives that I've seen and the amounts of people that um just talk to me, and I'm like, wow, your life went like that. Or your life is going like that. You know, there's so many there's so many things, so many perspectives that share a unique struggle or share a unique triumph, and it's all born from the possibility that they were able to choose. And then the karma of it all, the one thing that I love about like life is karma. Like karma really solidifies the nature of things. But you have to be able to work from whatever baseline. You have to be able to move yourself from any baseline to actually get to where you need to be, right? Like not every again, like not everyone starts from zero. And not everyone starts from the same point. And it requires a level of it requires a level of awareness to really sit there and say, I'm here. And then you have to be able to say, I could be comfortable here. I accept where I am, but I cannot stay here. You know, like you have to really go through that mental process, and then you're like, okay, that's how I'm thinking right now. And let me put the steps forward to ensure that I don't have to deal with any type of stress that makes me feel like that. And it's kind of what this that's kind of what this streaming thing is too. It's like one of the biggest things with me is like again, like or not even just with me, but with people in general is like we all have this sense of instant gratification, especially in the age of social media. We're able to watch, retain, search up, and get information just like that. And within that instant gratification, then it becomes like a search for what is real. And there's a lot of real stuff out there. So now you just have to dive. Now you just have to like really work for it. And if you as a person want to showcase something real, now it becomes a new conversation. That what can you show that is real? What can you show that is different from the next person? The most different thing that you have that's different from the next person is the fact that you are you. That's the difference enough. And after that, whatever skill that you want to bring to the table, bring it. You know, if you are a person that likes to learn, learn, do whatever, you know. There's a reason why content creation is so successful, and it's not because it's a big booming business that was fueled by a whole bunch of money. That may have happened, but it took an ambitious set of people to do so. It took an ambitious set of people to do any of the things that we have in our lives. And you have to, one, show a type of appreciation for that fact, and also realize where it comes from, because not everything is like, you know, peaches and cream, you know, but that's a different conversation. Yeah, the hunger just hit me. I didn't eat breakfast yet. So I wake up at it is currently 6:14 right now. And I woke up around like 5. I woke up around like 5, and what I usually do is that I fast. My morning routine consists of wake up, meditate, journal, exercise, shower, and all that jazz. and then stream. Then I hop on stream. And then I still fast. I still fast until like 7. What's up, Rufus? How you doing? Tis the Duke of Perpetual Darkness. Not to be confused with a spawn. I'm dead. Type. Talk to him. What's chill? Wait, did I say something chill? I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Um damn, my food. Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm still fasting, but I'm waiting for like 7ish to actually start eating and stuff, you know. That's a part of my routine, honestly. Allow the body to like just start up. That's something another thing. Oh my gosh. I could really yap about like, oh, something that people look over, but like throughout the day you're supposed to really like gauge your system and allow your system to like start up, especially for the mornings. A lot of people would just like instantly hop on like the phone or instantly start making breakfast when their body and system has not started yet. They're like their microbiome gut has not really started its processes. It's not even waking up. Like everything works on its own time, but everything works together. So it listens. So as long as you listen to yourself, you know, you can work through that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to find my digital camera. I lost. So I have like a small digital camera. I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put it. And my last hope, hopefully my friend has it because I want to use it. I need it for like a shoot I have Saturday, or not a shoot, but something I have on like Saturday or Sunday. But it would be nice if I could find it though, because yeah, It's kind of crazy. Like I don't know where I put it. I just lost it. I just lost that camera, which is odd of me. Like I usually am very attentive about those things. Yeah, like the way that I flipped my room upside down just to like search for it, like, and I still didn't find it. Like I'm lost. Ah, yes. All that jazz, man. All that jazz. Something about rough sketches that like just get me like going. It's nice. It's nice. Just allows you to be like very free. Again, freedom. Yeah. Possibility and choices, abundance, all that jazz, you know. How do you want to place the pen on the page? The camera has a shadow on its existence. One the light of yours. Huh? The camera has a caps. Shadow. Am I the camera? Am I the camera? Am I the perspective? Am I the point in which I see? Is that the question you beg? Or is that the statement you state? Head ass. I don't know. Yeah. I have like 3 brain cells. That's great. Hey, look at him. Another you know it's like cool. Like every time like I draw like a character, I'm like, wow, you exist now. It's like molding people out of clay. Like those old timey stories. Those like religions or cultures or whatever that are like, oh, the creation myth like starts with a character or something molding their first few people out of clay. Like that's what it feels like. And then I give them eyes and then I put light in their eyes and then it's like, oh yeah, now you have a soul, you know. Starting 2 new pieces as per custom. I have no idea what direction it's headed, but it ends with blue. I wake up every day and ask myself, am I the camera? Are you the camera? If you want to be the camera, you can be the camera. Or you could be the subject from the camera. Or you could be the subject behind the camera. If there is a subject behind the camera. Or you are the area that you are in. Just an ecosystem. Whole bunch of processes doing stuff. A good show to watch, actually. Sense8. I love Sense8. It's one of my favorite shows. It's one of my favorite shows. Like it has such a great commentary on like just a lot of things actually. Like there's a long list of stuff, but it's such a good show. It makes you really think. And not even just think, but like it makes you see what you thought. It makes you see the perspectives that you would have never even like thought of. And then on top of that, it's just like a cool concept. Being connected to 8 different people or being connected to 7 other people, like that's amazing. That's amazing. And that's real life too. That was like random why I brought that up. What's your inspiration behind the 2 new pieces? Type shit. Yeah. Yeah. I yeah, I do a lot of my art is more so reflective. Like it's very reflective. Like I remember in high school. In high school when I was drawing a lot, um I really did feel like every single piece was me. It was me. And then it wasn't until like I started making like the scarier stuff that I started like disassociating from them and I was like, no, that's not me. But it was me. Like I feel like a lot of things in reality are just like reflections and refractions of each other. And it's very important to understand the differences in angle and what each thing tells you. And the good thing about art is that you don't really need to get hurt to really understand or understand. Yeah, you don't need to really get hurt to understand like what it means to have this type of idea and question within your head, you know. See, I love art because that was a random, like, I just saw this and I was like, okay, I could attach these two images actually. I think I'm the camera, ever the observer. Even when I take a picture, I'm not it. My vessel merely serves as a means in which the moment we brought into actuality. No, yeah, not literally. Like it when you think about like the idea of consciousness, a lot of the time people will associate consciousness to a type of action, like a type of being, like, oh, this thing can speak, oh, this thing can think. A lot of things think, oh, this thing does this it does this. No, like consciousness in its most like purest form, I believe, is just observing. It just watches. And when you really sit there and watch life unfold, you will notice like there are consistent patterns. There are consistent things that will occur. They occur in a moment. They occur within an instant, but they occur anyways. And on a universal scale, you could say that like the universe is conscious, and it must be because for us to even exist and exude this type of self-reflection required it to go in a certain direction of fractaling. It had to fractal so much. It had to realize that I can make something so lifeless. Like when I say I'm talking about the universe or God or whatever. It could refract so much. It could refract so much into the point that it makes something lifeless, and it's like, ah, man, this thing retains no type of will, or it retains no type of decision making prowess. But then you make alterations and it just keeps on fractaling naturally. That's like a natural innate primordial action. And then eventually it gets to the point where it gets interested in the ideas of becoming something. And then it becomes something. And then it can move with the intention of doing so. Like it's almost like a baby. Like you ever look at like a baby, like a newborn, and it's like, oh my gosh, the world. And then you realize like when it starts growing up, it then gets its first memories, and then its first memories collide and build on, and then it becomes a person, or they become a person, and you're like, wow, you're a person now. I remember when you were like two. Like I see that I even see that like within my like little cousin. Like a few of my little cousins, a few of yeah, a few people in my life, like they I've seen them grow up genuinely, which is like crazy. Which is crazy. Like I remember there was a point in time that like they just did not exist. Then they came into existence and they had no understanding of where they were or what they are, but they knew that they were. And then they learned. And then they learn. Like that's like a it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, life has that way of teaching us in a way. No, but I do believe like consciousness is like a type of thing that is on a level of it's on a level of understanding that transcends any test that we could give to something. Consciousness is everywhere. Consciousness is everywhere. And I solely believe that. You ever look at a tree? I think of creation as a test of doubt. Doubt, not in the literal connotation, just in invitation and inquiry to finitude, finitude. That is a nice word. So, no, yeah, like that. It definitely is. Yeah, it comes from like curiosity. Again, yeah, it's curiosity. Like, can I do this thing? What can I learn? I was having this conversation with my dad as well. And a few of my friends, honestly. Like I have this conversation with everyone. I just love talking about it. But the thing we were talking about was you could push something like you could start at a single point. You could start with a task. You could start at a single point. Well, talking the connotation of the universe. Um, you start at this single point. There is no 3D space yet. There's nothing, but you can go left or right now. And now with that choice, you make the decision to go right, 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 and you keep on going right for like damn near 1,000 times, and then one day you decide to go left, and then you're like, I don't really like left, and then you continue right. But then sometimes you're like, maybe I should go left, and then you go left, and now you introduce different like dimensions, like height, volume, width, like all these spatial things, and now your fractaling is in a different degree. Now you exist in a different context. Now you have to think about things in a different context. Quote unquote think about things, but you have to do things in a different context. And there's so much context of what you can't do. Those primordial questions are now inherited by those that comprise creation. Now we get to wonder and ask. Exactly, exactly. Like that same notion, that same primordial thought of fractaling is engraved in every living thing. Like you ever look at like a river, you look at a river, you look at a tree, you look at your veins, you look at fruits, you look at all these things, and they somehow have this same type of pattern. You look at your blood vessels, you look at your brain, like it has this same pattern, like this kind of crackling. You look at lightning, you look at all these things, and you notice like that same exact pattern, and you're like, why is that pattern there? Why is that pattern there? It's not why is it there? It started like that, you know? It was the first thing that it could do. The same way how cells like multiply. They don't multiply and just they don't start by um one and then boom, this thing exists. No, it duplicates. Doom. One goes to the right and another goes to the left. Then one goes in forward, backwards, and then it builds and builds and builds and builds, and then it recognizes, oh, what functions do we need to do? What organ am I gonna become right now? What do I need? What is this? And then eventually you have a living and breathing creature that is now seeing light for the first time with the same primordial thought that pushed it to exist. You said this to me before. I don't think fracturing into different subsets of existence is what directly transforms the feel of your experience. It could be a catalyst, the reaction, but not the start. No, it's definitely not the start. It's not the start because it's like you exist in every state but don't inhabit it unless the conditions for it become active. Yes. Yes. The thing is with the whole starting thing, fracturing fractals is a very it's a primordial thought. I call it a primordial thought because it is something that occurs, but damn, I lost my train of thought. That's crazy. It's something that it's something that occurs, but however, it yeah, no, I lost my train of thought. I tried. I tried. Um, have I said it before? Yeah, I have. I think. Yeah. I'm trying to jog my memory, bro. Oh, actually, you know what? I might as well explain this. I might as well explain it. I'm on stream. I could become like a teacher lecture person. Okay, so I made an equation. Where is that equation? Where's my book, actually? Where's my book? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I made an equation because I'm a nerd. I'm a math nerd. Um, is this the thing? This is the basis of it. It's this page. Okay, so I made an equation, right? Do I have enough space here, or should I make like another page? No, I think I have enough space. So I made an equation. Um, infinity. Fuck me. Infinity times plus or minus 1 over x times theta. Damn, I did not have enough space. Times theta to the power of x times infinity. Now, it's chill. Sometimes we leave the station before our trains do. Facts. So this equation that I made, I'm exposing this equation. I should make I should make an article, but I don't think it's done yet. I actually have a lot more life to live, and I think I'll expand on it more. But this equation on a graph, or these two things on a graph specifically, if you put 1 over x on a graph, you notice that you'll start at point 0, right? If you plug 0 in there, you'll get 1. So you'll never even have a 0. When you put it on a graph, it'll look like that. It'll look like that. Obviously, on the graph that we're like referencing is just talking about an x and y axis. I did that wrong, but y and x axis. And theta is the only thing that does touch 0. So it will start from the center, spiral outwards. Now, when I say the idea of infinity allows the possibility for these points to exist, for these multiple points to exist. Because you have infinite numbers, you could extend this for infinite amount of times, especially when you add other axes like a y, a z, a b axis, and now like things expand in a way that you can like imagine or fathom. But then you look at this same graph again. Boom. 1 over x. This thing never reaches 0. It's almost like the same thing where we could be speaking even right now, like I'm speaking and I'm talking about this equation and I know exactly how I want it to resonate with someone, but I don't know the exact words or the exact language that is going to allow this to land perfectly, because that doesn't exist. Zero zero is the conceptual version of perfection. Zero is the sum of all. If negative infinity plus positive infinity just equals 0 times infinity. I say 0 times infinity because it's his own thing. But anyways, yeah, we got into a whole math lesson right in the middle of drawing. But and the thing is about theta as well. Theta can start at its origin point and work its way outwards, but it delivers that quote unquote primordial thought of fractals, because there is no single point on like the theta graph that is going to be the exact same to anything else on the graph. But it does have this spiral motion that continues outward and outward and outward and outward, and eventually it stops. But with infinity being another multiplying factor, it allows it to keep on going outwards. And when you combine those two things and you combine all the axes, then you just get an atom. Then you just get an atom. And then that atom has an atom. And those atoms come together. And then they create matter and different things. And now they have entire systems and structures. And now they're doing entire things. And now they become a fucking person. Then they become this. Then they become a person drawing a person. The government is coming for you. I'm dead. I write mechanisms too. I've written about 5 so far, and I don't get to share it much. And yeah, I get it. I came up with this concept once where we have a line. Okay. Yeah, you see, we're gonna have to jump in a Discord call and like lock in, because like yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, damn, these are innate parts of life. But again, yeah, like the fractal thing, that's not an innate part of life, but it's a piece of it. It's a piece of life. It's a piece of the perspective that puts all this together. Like in the equation, I think fractaling would be theta, because like as it rings out, like theta is the only thing that doesn't stay consistent in one fashion, and then 1 over x is just the possibility of being in existence, because as soon as you exist, it's impossible for you to reach 0. You have like conceptual zeros, like you could have like a 0 relative to your 1 that you are, and it could be at like this point and you need to go to this, but that's his own like conceptual thing. But even then, you can't reach it, so it just makes a fractal infinity using theta again on its infinite axis, and then infinity in general just is the possibility of everything, and then x to the power of infinity, blah blah blah. But yeah, enough math. Enough math before I turn this into a math lecture. Um, in the line, there's two equations, one being the perceived correct one, the other being the true equation, and we tend towards the endpoint in that line with the wrong equation. Yeah. Ooh, wait, hold on. Wait, you're cooking. In that line, one, correct one, and the other true equation, and tend towards the endpoint. Line with the wrong equation. Like, looks like mutual equations incorrect factor. No, yeah, true. Like one thing that I'm also noticing, like even with this equation, I thought 1 over x was the definitive idea of like, oh, the universe, because I was like, oh my gosh, things never reach zero. But then I was like, no, something needs to be able to like communicate like those ideas, right? And then I expanded on it. But when you look at if you look at Hindu culture, Hindu Hinduism has like so much depth and understanding in the mathematics of life. They have a symbol called Om, which is funny. Like here in the Western world, we'll make fun of it. We'll make fun of this symbol, and we'll be like Om Om. We're not saying we're saying Om. Om is like a symbol of divine practice. It's like boom, what is it? It's this. I think it's something like that. Yeah. So the symbol Om has three meanings. That's how you like spell it in an English way, I guess. But you have A as the waking state, U as the dream state, and then deep sleep, and then consciousness. I'm gonna butcher this. Ooh. Wait, hold on. You know what? Don't care. Hopefully no one notices. But okay, anyways. We tend we tend infinitely towards an idea via means of accumulation till it becomes insufficient that reality has to make itself apparent for any continuity after correction factor introduced. Here we go. Hello, welcome to the stream, Vesco. I'm drawing, but I'm also talking about philosophies and stuff. we you just joined a random point in the stream. Back to the real starting point. Will always acquire subjective error in a constant state of refinement. Yeah, you did butcher that, but I don't like that word too. Not literally, like it hurts my brain because sometimes I'll spell it right and sometimes I spell it wrong. We're actually talking about like primordial thoughts. We're talking about well the basis of us talking about this philosophy is take your time with your art, but don't sit still. In relation to, it's like you look at life, you look at reality, and you notice that there's action. Action is one of the most consistent things in life. I think I said action is a love language of time. It it describes a lot of things. It shows you a lot of things and it allows you to influence a lot of things as well. And in that same way, it allows us to approach questions and ideas in that same way. This math equation that somehow makes sense to me somehow makes sense to other people, and then equivalent ideas within other people like Rufus in the chat. um Ideas of consciousness and what consciousness means and all that jazz. I see. So kind of like a Sisyphus, the act of never stopping even when it's the same. Exactly. Exactly. That's an interesting one too. That's an interesting one too, because even when someone says like they're doing a repetitive task, that's funny. Like someone will do a repetitive task. They'll do it constantly. They'll do the same action over and over and over and over. And you always hear the expression like if you do something so many times and it doesn't work, what makes it like work the next time? You either have to force yourself to evolve in a way that allows you have to force yourself in a way that allows you to evolve past the sameness that you've been doing, or you just keep on running into that wall. And the thing that consistently changes is the time that you have done the thing, right? Like now you have to like look back and say, oh, am I really approaching this problem with the best um intention? And now you have to evolve anyways. Like evolution is one of those things. The way I understood it at least. Yeah, type. Yeah. Like I get it. If you want, I could explain the math again, but the math is nerdy. The math is nerdy. But speaking of like the Hindu Om, waking state, dream state, deep sleep, and consciousness. Don't mind how I butchered consciousness. Waking state being like total awareness. You'll get a little bit better every time, even if it's zero point 0.1. Yeah, it's still more than zero, so you just need to keep moving forward. Yeah, yeah, literally, like water. Water is one of the most powerful tools. Water and air. Two powerful things. One, water can wither down anything. And that's why you look at like a lot of like cultures and stuff. You even look at Hindu culture, you look at Yoruba culture, you look at so many of these tell the math if you want, I'm interested. Oh, you don't have to tell me twice. But if you look at like a lot of cultures, water is a very primordial thing in the same way. But speaking on the math, so we have infinity times plus or minus 1 over x times theta to the power of x times infinity. Now, infinity in this equation stands for a possibility. 1 over x stands for the state of being. So that could be freedom, I guess. Your choice. That could be your choice. Theta is karma. It is your karma. It is the returning element of everything. So when you look at this equation, when you put it the on a graph, specifically this part of the equation, 1 over x times theta, you get this. So you get 1 over x will essentially look like this on a graph. Boop, 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 with 0 at the center, but it can never reach 0. That's almost like as soon as you're born, you're not able to think or perceive the concept of not being alive. Like that, you can't imagine that because now the only thing you have to offer is imagination. And the one thing that does spiral out and ring out from the center, 0, the sum of all, is this idea of fractals. Like the origin of anything in the universe, the origin of any thought within the mind stems from the center. It spirals out, spirals out, spirals out, spirals out, and it gets to a point where all these things interact. And that's sort of the karma of just living. So using those two things, now uh, a, a tree that is born in a seed of a tree that is born under the ash of an entire forest that burnt down now has the possibility and nutrients to grow into a stronger tree. And now that tree can grow a new forest. And it continues that fractaling pattern until it cultivates its own environment. And that is just the infinity of possibility and the possibility of karma. Because as long as those seeds and things are planted, then it makes it more possible for reality to just go in that direction. So possibility increases by the more you do, more choices. Let me see. So possibility increases by the more you do, slash more choices you are presented with or create for yourself. No karma, but it's never gonna be non-existent because you will always trust this karma. Yeah, yeah, basically, because you will always have choices slash karma. True. Yeah, literally. Like if as soon as we exist, you're cooked. You will never not exist again. Like, actually, I've never even thought of that. That's funny. Like even when you die, like you will exist still. Like I have this idea about immortality. Like you can say a sentence, you could talk to people in the same way that you can deliver a idea to someone. As soon as the sentence is finished, now the sentence is still going to live on in someone else's head because now they're going to think about it. They're going to be like, oh, what did they mean the fox jumped over the fence? What does that sentence mean? Now you're thinking about a fox that's jumping over a fence, and that could create an entire pool of possibility of what it can become. And now that thing can spiral out from its own point of zero and become immortal in a way, because now that it exists, it's never not going to exist anymore because it came into existence. It, like, even when people die, like conceptually, like their sentence may have ended, but they won't ever stop existing because they existed, you know? So they'll never be able to return to a point of zero, but they can damn near get very close to it, which is what I like to call like living up to your higher self, your highest self, you know? Like live up to being the best person you can be and allow yourself the possibility to grow and shape environments that can lead with positivity because hopefully you want to be remembered for that and yeah, you know. But thank you. Thank you. Damn, I have 3 minutes. Yeah, yapathon. Yap sesh on. I see that your actions have ripple effects. Like, for example, if you sell cheap copper, then die, it doesn't mean you stop existing. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, quite literally. Like, like think about that. Like, even in like the state in which we are now, like we came from our parents, we came from our parents' parents, and our parents' parents had grandparents that had other parents, you feel me? Like they had ancestors, you know? They lived an entire life. And it all came to this point in which I'm talking on this screen and you're watching and you're typing in the chat or whatever, and they're alive. They still keep on living no matter what, even if we do forget their names, even if they did not amount to anything in life and they didn't add to any, like, quote unquote, didn't add to anything in life. As long as they had a conversation, had an impact, had any type of interaction with their environment, including just stepping on the ground, they will cause an entire rippling effect on matter itself, like on everything in the universe. And as little as it is, even though we are on a grain of sand in the grand scheme of the universe, it still has an effect. It still has a type of pull, a pull, an infinity towards a certain direction that allows us the possibility to perceive whatever, like perceive yeah, perceive the possibility of randomness, honestly. And again, it may not be for us to really hold and harp on to see what um everything transpires to be, and just to exist and be, because it's human being. Like, human being is like an action. You are a human that is being. But yeah, damn, it is 7 o'clock, and I need to stop stream. I'm gonna stream for like 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, and let me get some more drawings in. Um, but yeah, that's like the thought that I really like think about, honestly. It's one of my favorite thoughts. Because through this thought, like, it allows me to like really harp on and think about like what I can do to like just improve my own life, and what I can do to like help others. Like, one of my important things is like being able to show a piece of perspective, and through that I'm able to make so many types of arts. Like, I could draw, make music, um all these things. Oh yeah. No, you good. Like, of course I take rest. I meditate. I meditate. Nah, yeah, like I definitely hear that. I definitely hear that. And um I'm not stopping stream to rest. I'm stopping stream to go to work. To go to the 9 to 5. You know. I love it as well. Like the fact that every decision I have made, no matter how small or how long ago, I still see it affect me in one way or another. That's real. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's humbling too, because there's so many decisions that we have. Yeah. There's so many decisions that we make, even the ones that we're like, damn, I wish I didn't make that decision. It still allows us the opportunity to grow. Growth is like amazing. Growth is amazing. As long as you could grow, you can change. And when you could change, you can make influence in so many ways. Yep. Quantum entangle across the seas and shit. Yeah. Inspirational words. Yeah. No, yeah, I have the 9 to 5. I have the 9 to 5 in I just have to start getting ready. I have like a long routine. I like taking my time. That's really what it is. I like taking my time, like really reflecting and stuff. Um, 'Cause yeah. Yeah. Nah, but yeah, like, if you ever want, like, I damn, now I kind of want to do like a Discord Yap session about like um these type of philosophies, because they're very fun to ponder, especially like the math side, and the art side in general, because there's so much you could like create just based on that thought alone. Like, it's so cool. But yeah, join on the Discord, join the community, all that jazz. You feel me? All that jazz. Mm, 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 mm. I wonder if collab streaming is a thing. Like, is that a thing? Because they have like the collab videos now, but I wonder if like you could like collab stream. Should be a thing. I don't know. Sounds cool. For me, I try not to have regrets in terms of having a what if scenario. Like, oh, what if I went out with my friends? What if I say hello, etc. And since then, low key, no regrets, or at least not hard. Yeah, no, yeah. Cause I feel the same way. Like when I first discovered my like personal philosophy, which is to receive and replenish all that you are. I like that's a mantra that I say to myself every single day because I do believe that people are like reflections of you and you should treat your reflections as such. But through me making that mantra, like so much things in my life have gone a way. They've gone a way, like a direction, and a direction that I'm able to visibly see and influence because I'm taking it in honestly. And it allows me to say, oh, I didn't do this in this scenario. Okay, next time this thing comes up, or whenever this opportunity is here for me, I know what I need to do. Or now I need to talk to this person. Oh, I'm just gonna jump on this opportunity. Like one of my recent videos, the divine timing, something about divine timing was about that, like about like those moments like clashing into each other and just like, oh, now I'm in this scenario, I might as well just do this thing. Like I've been thinking about this for so long, let me do it now. And even like a conversation that I had with Triple C, one of my actually my most recent video, um, we talked about that same concept. Like you really can't regret anything that you do, but you have to recognize that you are human and you have these feelings and you have these points in time that you may feel like giving up or you regret making a certain decision, but the most important thing that you have to do is just continue forward because you know what you don't want to feel like. You don't want to feel bad. So if you know like a repetitive thing or scenario is making you feel bad, then change. If you can't change the environment. If the environment can't change, then make steps towards like some type of semblance of change, all that jazz. But yeah. Thank you for watching stream though. I'm actually going to end stream before I turn it into a 30-hour stream. Yes. But yeah, here's what we did today. I did not do this today. That was yesterday. We just did this today. Pretty solid, pretty solid. Um Reminder, we're in the taco journal. Highly recommend. I don't recommend it. It's funny, Rufus talks about like how this is a theme that I'll just whip out the taco journal. But yeah, that's the regrets that, for stuff I didn't do, so I started doing. At least it worked. Yep, that's good. And keep on living. Honestly, thank you for streaming. Hope to see you next time. Of course, I stream every day right now, every single day right now. You'll see me. But thank you for joining stream. Thank you everyone for joining stream. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace, love, and prosperity to you all. And I will see y'all next time. Discord in the description and website and all that jazz. But yeah, safety.